A brand new domain expansion, Deadly Sentencing, has been added to Jujutsu Shenanigans, and now there's 6 total domains. And in this video, I'm gonna be testing every domain expansion to see which domain is the best of them all. Let's get it. And with the first domain on the list, we're using Deadly Sentencing domain expansion.
What is happening? Ooh.
Carl, you've been accused of suggesting a vessel buff.
I'm innocent. I never did that.
Confess, Carl. Confess right now.
It wasn't me.
Oh, you're using Mojito.
I lost the move.
Oh, it took a move from you? Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, I can't do it.
That's crazy. I've never used this. This is my first time using domain expansion. One of the things I discovered is Higurama's domain is just like Hikari's domain with iframes. So for an example, if Carl tries to hit me with a black flash, he goes right through me. And now Carl's been accused of driving without a license. Now, Carl, that is actually pretty illegal. You cannot do that.
I didn't do it.
One thing about this domain expansion, if you don't cast it around anyone, this domain will not work. A user must be present with you while you cast this domain. Did you know I can also just cancel the domain? All right, Carl, I'm not gonna take a move from you. I'm gonna leave you alone. The rules of the domain is nobody can be damaged. Let's actually test that. Domain expansion. All right, Carl, leave this domain.
I'm out of here.
Oh, we can actually walk around. This is crazy. The judgment actually follows you, Carl. Wow, we are hard. Wait, Carl, let me try to... Carl, wait, I'm trying to hit you. I can use moves in the domain, but we cannot hurt each other. There are 3 different outcomes to Higurama's domain expansion. The first outcome is filling the section bar to 1. All right, you're accused of suggesting a vessel buff.
I deny it. I would never touch a vessel. It's nasty.
I selected denial. Now we have filled the bar to 1. So when this domain expansion ends, I think I could just end it right here.
I lost 2 moves.
Now Carl has lost 2 moves. If one section is filled when the domain expansion ends, the user confiscates 2 random moves from all the opponents in the domain. Carl was the only one in there, so he lost 2 moves. And the cool thing about this domain expansion is after I've already gained or filled out that first section, all I have to do is press G and the domain ends. Now Carl doesn't have any moves. You can see on Carl's POV,
I lost red reversal and 2-fold kick.
And that was the first section. And to do the second outcome, we have to fill 2 sections of the bar. Load up that domain expansion. All right, in the domain expansion. Now I have Executioner's Sword and Carl still has his moves. But with these new moves, I have Execution. Let's see what this does. What the f took away one of your limbs? Nah, this
my elbow.
Hold on. But I think I can use this another time. Let's try to take all of your limbs.
Oh, my kneecap.
No, this is so cool, bro. Hold on. Can I M1? What the freak? You're weaving with no limbs is crazy. There's no way you're weaving. No.
Come on, that is too easy. That's too easy.
Wait, Carl, try to block. Wait, try to block this. That's how it works.
I can't block it.
Let's try. I killed Carl. What the freak? Wait. So execution, if you hit the move 3 times on someone, you can kill them no matter where their health is. Nah, that's crazy. Then the second move is called Final Judgment. And based off of this move and how this works in the manga, I'm assuming, Carl, this is your final judgment. What the freak?
Yup.
Did I mess the move up? Bro's weave.
Hands. Weave 1 out.
No.
Light work.
Ah!
Oh.
Carl, you're dead.
Oh.
And that was just the second outcome. But in for the third section, to fill the bar all the way, 2 ways we can do this. The first way is if me and Carl both confess at the same time, the bar is fully filled. But if I fill the bar just normally by guessing the right options, then the bar is filled all the way and we get this. Confess!
It was me. I did it.
Man, you made my life so much easier. And Carl lost reversal red. And that's what that does. And I get my Executioner's Sword. And if anybody else was in this domain expansion along with Carl, and Carl was still the accuser, they lose their move as well, which is actually insane. Imagine you just got caught in the domain walking in the streets of JJS and you didn't even do anything and you still just lost a move. You can't get it back unless you... This domain expansion survive a hollow purple. Hollow purples are used to destroy every single domain expansion with ease, so let's find out. Carl's gonna hit me with this hollow purple. Now this dummy has to confess his sins. This dummy was accused of theft.
I'm gonna destroy this domain. Hollow purple.
Did it break?
I freed you. Don't worry. You can keep doing those things to those. What?
Purples do destroy this domain expansion. So I'm assuming the HP may be just a little bit weaker than Hikari's domain. With this domain expansion, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10 based off of the absolute beautiful animation that Z cooked up. Not to mention, this domain expansion is probably one of the most intricate domain expansions with different outcomes that affect players in the game. People can lose their abilities and pretty much die. That's pretty tough. Not to mention, this move has iframes when you use it. Oh, Like, I gotta give this a high 10 out of 10 for its effectiveness. The next domain expansion on the list is called Infinite Void. When I cast this domain expansion on a user, they are in my limitless void and can't move. Carl can't even move. Carl can take this red reversal.
Oh.
Great thing about this domain is two things. One is really short. You just have a quick amount of time. Throw just either lapse blue, red reversal, and possibly hollow purple if there's enough time, if you do it in a timely fashion. This is the weakest domain expansion in the entire game. Gojo's domain expansion is pretty much straightforward and easy to use. For an example, Carl standing on his tree, it's not going to help his case at all, because watch this. Hit him with Koksin, and Carl's dead. And I did that in just a matter of 10 seconds. Infinite Void. But because this domain expansion is pretty much the first, I still got to give it an 8 out of 10 because it allows you to kill the player if you have all your moves after you've cast a domain expansion. Still, it's beautiful in its own way. But now we move on to the next one. The King of Curses, Malevolent Shrine, is probably one of the best short hit effect domain expansions in JJS. The millions of slashes being hurled at you when you're inside this domain expansion, you better be blocking. If you don't, your health instantly drains due to the slashes you're getting hit by. I don't think Carl's ever seen Sukuna's domain expansion, but he doesn't even know what's coming at the end. I've activated Sukuna. Let me hit you with my Malevolent Shrine. Malevolent Shrine works only one way and one way only. Because Carl didn't know to block, he's already being affected by the short hit effect. As you can tell, he's losing quickly.
I'm gonna die, no.
But Carl can't survive this if he holds block the entire time. And now the domain is finished. This domain is short just like Gojo's, but it's a little bit longer. And this domain expansion is stronger than Gojo's domain as well. Has a little bit more health. There's multiple moves that you can use during this domain expansion to open up your opponent. I mean, just like using 3, you slam them down with rush and now they've been cut open. You also use open and aim that down, but also Carl didn't know this as well. A lot of players tend to hide into the domain expansion. Hold block, Carl, and try to walk inside this shrine right here. Did you know you could hide in there, Carl?
They're so white.
Wait, what?
Now Carl is hidden. A lot of players try to hide in here, and what ends up happening is when they hide in there, that happens. But you survive. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yay.
Yes, sir. And that is Sukuna's domain expansion. If I was to rate this domain, Gojo's domain and Sukuna's, because they're the first early domain expansions in the game, I would have to still rate this domain expansion high because it can kill a lot of people. With Gojo's domain expansion, if you're shooting multiple people, if you've caught multiple people in the domain expansion, you hit a hollow purple, you have to hit every single person in the domain expansion and aim. But if you're using Sukuna's domain expansion and there's multiple people in there, they're all being hit immediately once the domain starts. And because of the effectiveness of that and how beautiful the animations are, I still got to give it, you know, a slight 8.4 out of 10 over Gojo's domain. The next domain expansion we're using is Hikari's domain expansion, Idle Death Gamble. Just like I said in the beginning, Hikari has iframes on his awakening domain expansion, meaning that if Carl tries to use his number 2 move at me, it goes right through me because I have iframes. Now this domain expansion has 4 different Riichi scenes: transit car Riichi, travel emergency Riichi. Those are the 2 scenes, but it has 4 different scenarios. And what's cool about this is if your success on the first and second or third scenario, you receive jackpot. The awakening duration lasts for 1 minute and 40 seconds. If you get the guaranteed jackpot on try 4, the awakening only lasts for 50 seconds. So there's 2 different outcomes for this for 4 different scenarios, which could be a little bit complicated. But what I really like about this is that they added something cool to this domain expansion recently called Reset Scene. If Carl hits me with a hollow purple, I have this Reset Scene option, and I have 8 seconds to actually complete this. So I'm going to hit Carl with 1+R. Now Carl, hit me with the hollow purple.
Huh?
Yes, I reset. My health has come back. What actually just happened, Carl, is I marked you with reset scene or ball. You didn't block it. If you had blocked it, I wouldn't have been able to reverse time. But essentially, I went back in time and reset the scene of my health being hit. That's one of the things that you can do. But the only sad thing about this is you can only do this in private servers. I don't know why they didn't add this to public. Kind of defeats the cool purpose of this scene. But in order for me to get my awakening and get the different scenarios, I just basically have to beat up Carl and use the ninja moves, but I didn't get it. Now I've unlocked my jackpot awakening. Lucky volley, lucky rushdown, overwhelming walk, and energy surge. Carl just tried to shoot a hollow purple at my domain expansion, and that means that Hikari's domain has the most HP in the game, meaning that even a hollow purple can't break his domain. It's gonna take a lot more than that to break this domain expansion. I'm gonna give this domain expansion an 8.8 out of 10, only because the reset scene is only being able to be used in private servers. If I was able to use that reset scene in public, I would be cooking, because I actually like this character. The other thing about Hikari's domain expansion is if you steal somebody in the domain with you, they have no choice but to give you straight hands in the streets. You better make sure you whoop them, because if you don't and they whoop you, you're not getting your awakening. Or you better make sure you do the scenarios right to get that awakening while you're fighting, because if you don't, you're cooked. The next domain expansion on the list that I'm going to be testing out is Mahito's domain. Mahito's domain is the weakest domain in the entire game, meaning that it can be destroyed by pretty much any move because it's so weak, but it's also short. This domain expansion has a proximity timer, embodiment of self-perfection.
Hey, yo. Oh.
All I have to do is be really close to you and pretty much touch you and you're dead.
Oh!
And that's what his domain does. The way that Mahito's domain expansion works is the proximity of the user in relation of the opponents determines how fast the timer runs out. Meaning, however close that I am to the person, their timer runs out and immediately explodes. No matter what HP they're at. Carl could be at 100% HP. As long as I'm extremely close to him, his timer runs out and he explodes. That's pretty much all that this domain expansion really does, meaning that you would really need to get close to everybody inside the domain expansion to kill them. This domain expansion only lasts like between 6 to 8 seconds and it's weak. Like I said, anybody can pretty much destroy this domain expansion. As you can see, Carl's proximity bar, as I get closer, it starts to go down. Carl will need to avoid me just to survive.
Hey! Hey!
And Carl survived, and that's how this domain expansion worked. And with this, because of its effectiveness, unless like y'all got clips, I don't really see how massive you can kill a big amount of people in the domain. It just really looks like a one-on-one type of ordeal for me. I'm not really messing with it. I'm gonna give it like a 6.5 out of 10. That's what I'm gonna give this rating. This is Carl's first time actually seeing all these domain expansions, and I'm not gonna lie, but Carl is going to be amazed by this one.
I only have 2 kills.
You do only have 2 kills, Carl. Carl plays a lot of Bula. Go ahead and subscribe to Carl with the Q. The final domain expansion is Heian Sukuna's Incomplete Shrine. Carl has no idea what this domain expansion does, but Carl, this is Heian Sukuna. Look how big I'm compared to you. It's crazy. Yeah, this is also crazy too.
Yeah, yo!
I'm sorry, Carl. I apologize. This domain expansion is map wide. Everything is getting ready to get wiped clean off the map.
Yeah, I'm taking it. Yeah, I'm taking it.
Carl, are you good? Are you good, Carl?
I'm good.
The dummy below you died. Dang. Sheesh. This is still going. This is crazy. But the destruction is insane. Just like Vessel's domain expansion, Malevolent Shrine, this is also a short hit effect, but this one is 10 times bigger. This domain expansion can break any domain that's casted on the field. My domain expansion, Incomplete Shrine, can destroy any domain expansions that are being used.
Infinite void.
It's destroyed instantly.
What? Yo, watch your jet. Watch your jet.
Where are you going, bro? Where are you flying to? Oh my God. You're still alive though, Carl.
It hurts.
You're still alive though. Domain extension is barrierless, so anybody that's close to this domain will be hit instantly. This domain expansion cannot be destroyed because it's barrierless as well, and it has iframes, so good luck. But the only downside to this domain expansion that Carl probably is relieved of, that this domain expansion can only be used in private servers. So in JJS, you're free.
Yeah!
But shout out to my boy Bugsby. If you're Bugsby and have admin, you can use this domain expansion on the lifeless souls of the players of JJS. So just good luck if you're him. But to give this rating of this domain expansion, I gotta give this a 9.5 out of 10 because again, you can only use this in private server, and it would be cool one day if we could use this in public and raise chaos. But with that being said, out of all the domain expansions I've rated today, I have to give Higurama's domain expansion the best domain expansion in the game. It's your boy Dr. T and Carl. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video below. And with that being said, always remember one thing: I have a PhD, and I'll see y'all in the next one.